across. He's done it! Reed Devers throws a no-hitter!
I did it. All right, we're live.
That's interesting.
Channel, Vincent.
What?
Introduce the channel.
All right, so this is SoCal Sports, and we are going to talk about all things baseball, pretty much. All right, so let's get.
By the backgrounds, I'm a Yankee fan. I'm Brendan. That's my colleague Vincent, who's an Angel fan, obviously.
Obviously,
so,
yeah.
Vincent, you got some topics, so start it off.
Yes. Okay, so let's start off with the trade deadline. So our Angels, let's talk about the most recent one: Lucas Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez.
Yeah, I like that. I think I like that acquiration. I think Giolito will do pretty decent. I think as a righty, he'll be good over there. But
yeah,
I don't know. Relievers are always questionable. You know, it depends how they adapt to their new environment. But I like that trade. I mean, they did give up a lot, but you know,
it's give their number 2 and 3 prospects. But
yeah, but I still think it's a good trade. But
let's look at the stats of Ronaldo Lopez. He has like about a 2 ERA in the last month. I mean, I can see that working out for the Angels.
Plus, the Angels need an always, so that's gonna definitely help.
And I think another righty in the rotation will help out. So
yeah, to help out Ohtani, and that's basically it. But
yeah, so he's our only righty.
Trade will really help the Angels.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about like other teams and like other big trades that could happen. You know, what I'm thinking, I keep seeing like stuff with Verlander and Scherzer that they might get traded, and you know, I don't know. The thing is, like, do the Mets do it? Like, you do shed the payroll, and you don't know if they're gonna be great. They're old. They're getting up there, you know. So I don't know, but we'll see what Steve Cohen and the Mets do. You know,
I think Verlander had adjusted to the pitch clock. I think he's fine, but Scherzer just hasn't been the same since he left the Dodgers.
Yeah, those two I've heard a lot, and I could see everybody's. What's like the team you think could get Verlander or Scherzer? Throw a team out there, Vincent.
As like a duo,
or just one. Let's just do one, because a duo that's going to be a lot of money. So
let's say Rays put in that money because they need some starting pitching.
Okay, I could see for Verlander the Giants, because Giants are on the come up right now, and I could see him going there. And Scherzer, I honestly could see him reuniting with the Dodgers. I think he would be great there. I think he could be better there. I think he'll be acclimated to the environment. And now with the Dodgers pitching struggling and Kirk out, I think that would be a great acquisition for them. But I could see those.
Yeah.
And
Dodgers starting pitching is at least the worst in MLB, I think.
Not the worst, but they've definitely hit a wall that they've struggled. But any other big
they haven't run into in a long time. So
yeah, any other big guys you could think of, Vincent? I mean, I have a few, but honestly,
looking at the trade block, I want to say, who do we got? I mean, I don't know. What are the Padres going to do about Soto? Let's talk about that.
True. I don't think they trade him. See, I think the Padres are actually buy, because I think they're counting on their team to just bounce back the second half. I mean, it's been.
I feel like now they're starting to learn that money can't buy you a ring.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna give up Soto, and also I don't think there's many teams that are gonna give up a lot of prospects to get him, because I don't know. But I do like that shout. Soto would be good. Of course, everybody's talking about Belly, and I think Bellinger's going to my Yankees. I really do. I think his dad played for the Yankees.
Yeah.
I think he's played for one of the biggest markets, was the Dodgers, so acclimated to the star value.
And here's the thing: will the Cubs actually do it? Because
I mean, he's not signed. Like, he only got there for 1 year. I don't think if Bellinger was wanting to stay, he would have done like 3 years. But he did 1 year for a reason, because he knows he was probably going to bounce back, and now. I think he would want to go to New York. I think he sees the short porch. He's going to play with Judge. Judge is coming back. That's another big thing that everybody's saying. Judge is coming back. So the fact that he could play with Judge, the Yankees, I mean, we're floating our heads above water for now, but I think we have to get Bellinger, and I think what I would love to see is a trade with Stroman and Bellinger, so we can get some more starting pitching depth because our pitchers have been up and down. So I think that might be the biggest trade of the deadline because, of course, Otani's off. I don't know how you feel about that as an Angel fan. How do you feel about that? Otani's off the block.
So I'm 50-50 on this because I feel like we could have got a really big prospect haul, and it would set up the future for the Angels because being 4 games back from wild card is good and all, but it's still kind of a long shot where we're at in the situation because we got the Red Sox who just swept the Braves, right? And we got the Yankees who might be coming in hot. So, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
And especially seeing the Blue Jays win a series against the Dodgers that they needed to lose was also tough to watch. So I feel like the best decision was to trade Otani, but we all know how Artie is. So
yeah, I feel like it was just inevitable that they were not going to trade him. I feel like they're just going to ride it out and hope that they can somehow get into a playoff spot. But
yeah, I was hoping we could trade him to at least like the Reds or Orioles because look at their farm system. And you gotta admit, Orioles have the best farm system in MLB.
True.
Just think about all the prospects we could have gotten. Now, say we just lost 2 major prospects to the White Sox just to get a pitcher as a rental. So
that's true. Any other big guys? I'm trying to think of other big trade pieces that people have been talking about.
So let's talk about the White Sox. They're a big trade piece in this deadline, right? So let's talk about Lance Lynn. I heard today that the Rays are big pursuers.
I could see the Rays getting them because the Rays, they just know how to develop pitchers.
Yeah.
Obvious. So I think
they need it.
Yeah, I could see him going there. Also, Tim Anderson should probably be on the block. He's been atrocious. Hasn't hit a home run, but
about a year, right?
Yeah, and I think there's a team out there that will take him for what he is, and then
I could see Dodgers going for Tim, but they just got Kike, which I don't know.
Got Ahmed Rosario, so I don't think
that's true.
But I'm trying to think of any other players on the White Sox. Giolito was the big one. I don't think Robert, they're going to give him up because they're trying to build around him.
Oh, so, Dylan
Cease. Everybody's saying Orioles would be a good fit, and I could see that. Or maybe a dark horse I could see could be again, the Giants. Maybe they go pick him up. Or
the Giants have been quiet, though.
They haven't been doing much, and they're both struggling. Both of those teams were on some losing streaks. The Dodgers have swept up that division so out of their hands, and I could see Cease leaving. But, this trade's definitely going to be really big for a lot of teams that are right there just below the wild card, especially in the AL, because there's those few teams that are we just need a few of these pieces to just get there. And then there's, of course, the that are we're just going to rebuild. We're just going to, which makes sense. There's going to be a lot of those teams, but I think this trade deadline is definitely going to be very important.
Yes, I see this as probably one of the biggest trade deadlines we've seen in a long time, to be honest, because you're just now we're at this point where we're seeing a whole new different baseball than what we saw 3 years ago, right?
And they're just so staked, I feel this season.
Yeah. It's a whole new different game. We see teams who haven't been in the postseason in years now making a postseason run.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's new. It's interesting. Who would have thought the Reds would have taken over? Right?
That's true. Orioles too, yeah.
Orioles, let's just see it. The Reds are only half a game back from first place from Milwaukee. And that's a race I like to see.
Yeah.
If we're looking at a wild card for NL, that's seriously a wild card. It's just everybody's right on their tails right now.
Yeah, everybody's there. So, this is going to be a very eventful trade deadline, I hope. So, what else you got?
For sure.
Vincent?
Let's talk. Okay. No one's really talking about this, but let's talk about Rockies, right? They got some big pieces who are coming out.
Brandon Bridge. He's going to
Ryan McMahon.
Might get him. Ryan McMahon's a big piece, but I feel he's younger, so I don't think he's going to get traded. CJ Cron, I could see.
Yeah, CJ Cron.
He's past his prime, I feel and you might as well just give him to a team that need a first baseman. But the Rockies are going to be sellers, but a lot of perspectives for this trade deadline. But now what I want to weigh into is like early awards. Who do you think is going to come out on top on the AL MVP, NL MVP, AL Cy Young?
So let's get out of the way. AL MVP, Shohei Ohtani. Right.
Unless Pledge comes out swinging, somehow hits 80 home runs in 1 month, he could scrounger up. It's Ohtani. I agree with you fully with that.
Yeah.
And there's still a little bit of a race, but right now, Acuna. It's Acuna.
Tearing his ACL from going back to how he is now is just insane.
He might have a 40-40 season, which is insane, but he's definitely up there. And then AL Cy Young, I'm going to say Garrett Cole. I mean, that guy...
Dude has been immaculate.
Had a way better year. Last year, he had like a 3.50 ERA. He was giving up home runs left and right, and now 2.70. He's looked like a whole different pitcher. He's phenomenal. So, but NL, like, there's a lot of NL pitchers that I'm like, that could win, but at the same time, it's like they're just same level.
Let's talk about Blake Snell, for example. He's been on fire.
But the thing is, can he keep it going?
Sure.
On what I could see Blake Snell getting that, or of course in the same division Kershaw, but right now he's injured, and if
sets him back,
that sets him back a bit. But I think right now those two are probably the best NL pitchers right now, Blake Snell and Kershaw.
It sucks to say that Gallen won't get it. I mean, he has been getting lit up recently.
And he was doing great, but yeah, he's just struggling. But let's talk about the rookies now. NL rookie, AL rookie.
Okay.
NL, I think Corbin Carroll. Carroll.
For sure. In AL, Josh Young.
I don't know. Masataka Yoshida.
Oh, that's right. He's leading an average, isn't he?
He's had a decent... There's a lot of good AL rookies this year. And then NL, Ellie De La Cruz. But I feel like he got into the season a little too late. That I don't think he's going to be able to win it. But I do like him too, but... I don't know.
Behind them would be maybe Matt McClain also? Nah.
What's the... Kodai Senga's had a pretty good year as a rookie.
I feel like no one's really talking about him. I feel like he's been underrated.
There's a lot of good rookies, I feel like, this year that have just been popping off. Of course, our own Volpe. He's really... I don't know what about him. He had a really hot stretch, and then so far he's struggled, but... My vision is that he'll be fine. I think next year, come next year, I think he'll be a 300 hitter. He's already shown that he could probably be a 30-30 guy, 30 stolen bases, 30 home runs. He has the power. He has the tools. He just needs to combine that all together and find a way to become that hitter. I mean, I wish right now that the Yankees would just send him down to AAA. A lot of people are like, don't do it. Like, that's stupid, or it'll defer his confidence. But honestly, I think it's better. I think Volpe needs to get down, go a few more AAA at bats, get more acclimated to finally get that confidence to be like, yeah, I'm back. I can be at the MLB.
And being major leaguer is it's all mentality. You have to come up there and saying to yourself, I'm a major leaguer, pitcher's a major leaguer. You're the same person.
Out there every day. I mean, he's struggling. He's staying above water with a 200 average. He's trying his best, but at some point, as a coach or as a GM, you just got to say, all right, we got to get this guy down. Got to let him get a few more at-bats. Because Volpe, I'm pretty sure, had only like 20 at-bats in the AAA where they called him up. And I mean, I get it. He's the number 1 prospect in our system, number 5 overall. You think he's going to perform, and that's just not the way it works with a lot of rookies. They're not going to be amazing like Corbin Carroll or Ellie De La Cruz right away. They just need some time, so... I really hope that rookie does well.
I mean, it's like at Angels, Zach Neto. I mean, he's really a huge piece for us. Finally,
I don't think people saw him coming out doing as great as he's done because he wasn't a big...
Like, he filled in that gap at short that we've been looking for a long time, and so far, like, every time he's in the lineup, we win. He brings that energy. He brings that hype. He's like just so far one of like the most entertaining Angels I've seen in a while.
That's true.
Yeah. Can't forget about that one.
Yeah.
Just Neto, he's just been really surprising. He
Playing
surprised me. Yeah, and I can't wait to see what he can bring us in the future.
All right.
And
Early playoff predictions. I know everywhere it's a close race, but if you had to say, what are your top 6 teams in NL? We'll do AL after, but let's focus on the NL. So you go first. Top 6 teams in any order. Yeah. Who do you think?
We'll just go random order. Who's going to the postseason?
Yeah, and then we can advance.
Braves.
Agree.
NL, right? Okay.
Yeah, NL. Braves. Wholeheartedly with you.
Braves. Dodgers.
Yeah, they're going to make it.
I'm going to say the Reds.
I like that pick. I think the Brewers are honestly going to cool off towards the end. So
yeah. I'm going to go Giants.
I'm going to say Giants too. I think they're going to have a red hot September. I think they're going to be so close that they're just going to start playing like maniacs. Diamondbacks as well. I'll throw that one out there.
Diamondbacks. And you know what? We're going to go...
I think I'm going to say...
I don't think Philly's going to make it.
I don't know. Because Marlins, I think they're going to struggle at the end. I full-heartedly... Yeah, and I think they're just going to fall off. And then Brewers, I don't think they're going to do as good. So when you... Common sense, I think it's going to be the Phillies. They got that playoff blood in them. I think they're going to do good at the deadline and get some... I think Trey Turner's going to up.
I think Marlins are going to make some last-minute trade deadline picks. So I'm going to say they're going to go push for it, and they're going to make a postseason run. So I want to see Miami in this postseason.
You're going to say Marlins for your 6?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Phillies. Now,
okay.
We're going to go Atlanta 1 because they've just played out fine. I'm going to say Dodgers 2. I think they'll round it up. Reds 3 just because division doesn't matter. I think Diamondbacks get a 4. I'm going to say Phillies 5 and Giants 6. I don't think Giants will be as good as the Phillies, but I think they'll still be great. But what is your ranking?
Okay, so yeah, for sure, number 1, Atlanta. They're leading the whole like MLB. Number 2, Dodgers. Number 3, I think what I would have to say
has to be the Reds.
Giants.
Well, it has to be the Reds because division.
Well, sure. Okay, so division Reds.
And then
I'm gonna say Giants.
I like
then that. Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Marlins.
Miami. Yeah.
I like that. And then, so obviously both of our teams, Dodgers and Braves, get the bye. And then let's see the matchups. So I'll say mine. So 4, I'd have the 4 Diamondbacks versus 5 Phillies. I take the Diamondbacks in that series. I think Gallen and Merrill Kelly, that 1-2 punch is going to be good. And I think the Phillies will just lose all their magic. And I think the Diamondbacks will win, which means they'll probably play the Braves, which would be a difficult series. But
the Braves will take.
Yeah, but then I'd say Reds v. Giants. Yeah, I want to see the Reds, but I think the Giants just have better pitching. They have Logan Webb, Alex Cobb, Desclafani. They have I'm upset. I think Giants would upset that one.
I mean, let's take a look at the Reds. They had some really good pitching rookies. Like, let's look at what's his name. Abbott, is that his name?
But he's a rookie. I don't know.
He's been great.
But when it comes to postseason baseball, not all those.
That's true. Postseason baseball, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different ballgame.
Giants, but then Giants can stop. I think this time Giants would win. I think Dodgers choke, and I think Giants, unless the Dodgers make trades, if they keep this team, yeah, they get Kershaw back, but we know Kershaw in the playoffs, so.
Here's the thing, I don't know why the Dodgers, they're getting bats. I get they need a righty bat in the lineup, but they got to trade for pitching.
True, but I think
they got to trade for pitching.
If I was going to say in a 5-game series, I think Giants would win in 5. I think that atmosphere and that team would just carry them to victory this year, and I think they'd win. So
underdogs.
Yeah, I'd say Giants, and then Braves v. Diamondbacks. I think it would be a 5-game series. No, I'd say 4-game, and I think Braves win. And then Braves v. Giants are my NLCS. But what about you?
Honestly, so I mean that's pretty much accurate. It's just
Marlins.
Yeah, with the Marlins, but I doubt they'll get far. I mean, I say they go for the postseason run, but I doubt they're not getting anywhere.
Reds or Marlins? Who's winning that? Reds or Marlins?
Reds.
Okay. Reds will face then Dodgers. Oof.
Here's the thing, though. Let's take a look back at the last series Reds and Dodgers had. I get it, postseason's different, but I mean, come
Do you
on.
think?
I think Dodgers will choke and Reds will move on.
Really?
Yeah.
See, for that's I don't know. For that series, I'd say Dodgers, but I mean I respect that. That's fair.
I mean, this team, the Reds, they're ready. I could see it. Like they want that. They want to make that run. They want that. They're hungry.
Okay.
You know? The fans want it. You can see it.
Yeah. So let's just skip ahead. Who's your NLCS? I got mine. Giants, Braves. Who's yours? Reds, Braves. Or you think Braves? Set? Ooh. Are you gonna go for the upset?
I don't know. Not keep it 7. I'm gonna say Reds Braves, but I think y'all know who's gonna win that one.
I think Braves are gonna go back to the World Series. I think they are gonna go back to the World Series.
Yeah.
But now let's get to the fun league. Let's get to the AL. I'll go with mine. They're gonna be very different, obviously, but one I'm gonna say Orioles. I think the Rays have been playing atrocious. They've been 2 of their last 8. They haven't looked like the same baseball team that they started out to be. So I'm going to say Orioles. Okay. Second, Rangers. Yeah, this past series, it showed that this is a competitive division, but I think Rangers will outlast the Astros. I think that offense is just too electric. And then, of course, sad to say, but an AL Central team has to be in there, and I'm going to say Guardians. I think red hot nailer. I think their bats are going to pick it up. I'm going to say Guardians. So then 4, I'll say Astros. 5, Rays. And you know what? I know you're going to disagree, but I got to go Yankees 6. I think Blue Jays are going to fall off, and I just think that the Yankees are just going to scrape by. And I don't think Red Sox are going to. I think Red Sox are what they're doing is nice, but I don't think they're going to make it far. So I'm going to say Yankees 6, but obviously I know you're going to be way different.
Yeah, okay. So, number 1, we're starting in the West, right? Mm-hmm. I think Houston's going to overtake the throne from the Rangers, and they're going to take that first pick. Houston, they're 7-3 in their last few games, right? It's pretty good. I think they won the series against the Rangers.
Yeah.
Let's not count today. 16-3 was incredible by the Rangers, but they won the series. They're 2 games back from first place. And I mean, knowing what they got, they just activated Alvarez and Altuve today. I mean, that's going to be a big help.
The Rangers, their big problem right now is bullpen, and I think that's all they're going to do at the trade is get some bullpen, maybe get a starter if they really need to, but I think that's all they need. So Astros are your number 1? Number
1 leading in the West. Leading in East, Baltimore. I mean, they're going to take that.
But 6. Who's your number 1 of the whole playoffs? Who's going to be your number 1? Astros or Baltimore? I just got to ask that.
I mean, if we're looking at stats-wise, I'm going to say Astros. They have more playoff experience than Baltimore. Right. It's been a while for them.
So Astros is your number 1.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Baltimore leading.
Pick from Central, because I actually don't think we have the same one here.
I mean, if I'm looking at stats, I mean, Guardians are 51-51, just right at 500. I want to say Twins clinch. I mean, they've been doing pretty good. They're 6-4.
Good pitching.
So have been the Guardians are 6-4, so they're kind of riding each other's necks. I feel like it's too close to call right now.
But you're gonna say Twins?
I'm gonna say Twins.
All right. So who's your 4?
4. 4. We're gonna go, Tampa.
And then I'm guessing your 5 is Rangers. Gotta be Rangers.
5 is gonna be Rangers gonna make the postseason for sure. And the 5th, I want to say it. I think the Angels are gonna do something.
Of course, 6 is Angels. I won't bombard you with that. That's fair.
This team is getting fun to watch now.
Yeah. All right. Now that we hear that, I'm gonna say my prediction. So obviously, Baltimore and Texas, they get the bye. They're through. But then I think this is why Yankees will make it far, because we're going to get Guardians at 3, which is, I think the Yankees should get the 6th spot, because if we get an AL Central team, which is probably what we're going to get, I think any AL Central team we got, if it's the Twins or it's the Guardians, we're going to beat them either, guys. Because 3-game series, Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, or Nestor Cortez, those are the only guys we need, and we're winning that easily. So I think we beat the Guardians without a question. Now, Rays v. Houston is going to be a fun to watch matchup for me, if I would say so. And I don't know. I'm going to say Houston. I think Rays, as electric as they've been, as nice as they are to watch, I don't think their pitching, unless they upgrade at the deadline, I don't think their pitching could outstand the Houston Astros. So I'm going to say Houston wins that. So Houston can play Baltimore, which will be a good series, and then Rangers would play Yankees. So for me, I think Baltimore actually would win against Houston. And I think this is my reasoning. Yeah, they're a younger team. Yeah, they don't have postseason experience, but I think they just have that electricity, man. And I think
Baltimore,
I don't know, but I think that team, that offense, and I think if they get the pitching, they have a great bullpen already. But if they just get one pitcher, I think they're going to win. So I think Orioles win that 5 games.
Well, they just acquired Fujinami, so I mean, maybe they could fix him.
He's been in the bullpen. I saw a few some videos about him.
He has been making his way back to the starting rotation. I did see.
I could see the Orioles fixing him. They have a really good pitching staff, I'm pretty sure. They develop a lot of good players. They're really good at that. Fujinami, the sad thing is I see these things where he has great weapons. He has like 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. He has a great splitter. Oakland just didn't know how to use him. So,
let's be honest. I mean, playing in Japan, coming to MLB is totally different. You know,
some players Senga can adjust, and some players can't.
Look at Ohtani when he first came here. He had struggling adjusting. Let's be honest. And especially baseballs are actually different in Japan. Like the seams here are wider than they are in Japan. And, you know, it's minor, but it also could play a big effect in how they pitch.
Yeah. But Baltimore beat Houston. And I'm going to say Yankees v. Rangers. If I were to say Yankees are healthy, let's say we just get Bellinger. We don't even get Stroman. I think with that, I think we could beat the Rangers. And I'm going to say we will. I think we would beat the Rangers in at least 5 games because, again, postseason baseball is so much different. And if the Yankees have a 2-3 of Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Nestor Cortez, and then you have a guy at the 4 like Clark Schmidt who's been on fire so far, maybe you go out and get some other guy, or you hope that Luis Severino or Domingo Germán can somehow find something to be a good pitcher. But I think Yankees will beat the Rangers. But then I think the Baltimore Orioles would beat the Yankees. I think they've been better than us this whole year. They know how to play against us. So I think Orioles-Braves matchup in the World Series. But I want to hear from you because I don't think you're going to.
That would be fun. That would be fun. So we're looking at a playoff picture here. Okay, so we're going to have... What did I say? Okay, so we have Orioles locked in, right?
Yeah, Astros and Orioles were your 1 and 2, so they get the bye.
Yeah.
Your 3's the Twins, and they would play. Okay. Who's your
Twins versus Angels.
I want to say guys because Ohtani and Giolito. Now that you have him, I think that would be a great one too. So I think you guys can be.
And especially we got veterans like Moustakas have been hitting, and we got Neto, and we'll get Jury back also. These guys are big pieces, especially. Moniak has been coming in clutch.
Moniak been amazing.
And you can Foley just popped off over here.
I can't believe you're forgetting Mike Trout. Like, come on, dude. I know he's been struggling, but I feel like if he does make the playoffs, and I think he'll know this might be the last year he makes the playoffs, I think he'll go all out if he makes it. So I agree with that, though. Rangers can beat the Twins. But then I like your matchup of Rays v. Rangers.
See, we've seen it in this regular season, but I'm gonna have to say that the Rays overtake this one.
Wow. Okay.
Because again, I feel like the Rays have been in the postseason the past few years. They have experience. Of course, last year was a little tough, but this year they have been a totally different team than what I've seen.
Agreed.
And I think they'll move on to play Houston. The Angels move on to play
Baltimore.
No, I'm sorry. No, yeah. Angels play Houston.
No, the Angels play Baltimore.
Yeah, sorry.
And then Houston plays Rays.
Yeah.
So I want to hear your Houston v. Rays because that would be a good series. I think I know you're going to, but I'll let you explain.
Well, we're going to go with Houston.
Yeah, I expect.
Again, I think Rays will fall short once again because it's the Rays. In Houston, they just somehow have some type of electricity in their team that just powers through. And if we're looking at Angels,
Baltimore.
Angels v. Baltimore.
But let's hear from the Angels fan what he's gonna say.
Okay, so if looking at stats of Angels versus Baltimore, it's always been kind of split, right? Besides last year, it's not talk about last year, but it's been split. But I think Baltimore will take it.
Oh, thank the Lord!
Like here's the thing: Angel fans are Angel fans, but Baltimore has been different. It's been electric. The fans are crazy,
So Baltimore.
And I think Baltimore, they have way better pitching. Their offense is getting hot.
So you're going to agree? You're going to say Braves Baltimore?
Oh, no, I was saying they're going to beat the Angels. Right, so here we go. We got orange on orange. Houston versus Baltimore.
Orange and orange, yep.
As much as I want to say Baltimore, but...
You're going to say... No way. Mm-hmm. That's fair, though. No, you're right. I agree. I mean, that's the... So you're having a rematch, 2021 rematch.
I think, and I still think the Braves will win.
I honestly think in a 7-game series, Braves v. Baltimore, honestly, if I was going to go game by game for me, because I want to say that, I think Orioles would go up 2-0. I think they'd sweep at Braves home, and everybody's would be like, whoa, what's going on? Baltimore's winning. But then I think the 3 games they'd sweep against Baltimore, and then they'd win a game 6. So I think Baltimore would put up a good fight, but I think Braves would win because who are we kidding? That team is a juggernaut. I mean, the Braves I think have one of the smartest GMs because, like that guy Riley had one good year, Acuna has one good year, Matt Olson gets signed to a huge deal. Ozzie Albies, Sean Murphy, all of these guys they're gonna be there for like the rest of their careers, and I think that's the greatest.
You lock them in at the right times, to be honest.
GM, I think in sport, one of the best GMs in baseball right now, because he was so smart to be like, okay, we just got these guys. They had good year, and he's taking a gamble as well because he just saw a few good years, and he just said, let's double it, triple it, and let's give them 10 years, 11 years. But you know what? I think it's going to pay off, and I think that guy is really smart. And plus, the Braves are just a star-studded team. Everybody thought they were going to be terrible. They lost Freeman. They lost Swanson. Everybody thought they weren't going to be as good because, he's great, but he's not a average hit.
See, who would have thought Olsen would have stepped up, right? I mean,
Olsen, second best run leader right now. Yeah, he doesn't hit for average, but you knew that when he was going there. But I think the real shock has been Orlando Arcia for shortstop. That guy, he made All-Star game.
I mean, I feel like he's in my top 5 underrated because no one's talking about him enough.
The fact is, everybody said, oh no, shortstop for the Braves, it's over. They lost Swanson. And Arcia just basically said, this is great. I'm going to take this opportunity. He's become the starter that he's not going to lose that job because he's just been fantastic. So, but yeah, I'm going to say Braves.
The Braves have for sure been different from the last couple of years that we've seen. But who knows? Postseason, never know.
True. All right, Vince. Let's wrap this up with one last topic.
1 minute left.
I'm going to say, of course, let's go way future. Where is Shohei Ohtani going? Top 3 destinations. Give me your top 3 right now.
Dodgers, Dodgers, Giants, Yankees.
Okay. I'm going to say Dodgers, Giants, and I honestly won't say the Yankees because I don't think he wants to play there, and I don't think the Yankees are going to cough up the money because we've been just so, I don't know, where it's just stupid. So I'm going to say Dodgers, Giants,